United Front. What you want, what you want, what you want.
To the Knowledge Radio.
We in here. What you got? Dot.
Work hard as a slave to one day be your savior. The wave unwavering. This is a labor of love. Rise with a purpose every day. Invigorated. If we were on TV, we'd be 10 times syndicated. If we waited for validation, a paycheck or accolades, we'd be starved, already lost or ran away. But when you're square, solid, and you circle too, you don't need a place for silence. The concept is conquered through media, not areas of people activity. A mix that don't lose ethnicity, tightness that don't lose elasticity. Explicitly, this isn't where we give the novice regard. Nah, this is where knowledge is born. Last time that I checked, I'm undefeated. Deliver edicts, can't resist when the gods build and manifest freedom. When lines get crossed, they may push a loss, cause they get handed a check. We kick your can and cancel your cancerous gestures. A prophet vision, precision, the prescription for the sickness is to inoculate your fate with the winning. Arrogant beginnings turn to humble endings. And US with KBA is a win-win. 1K, 1K.
I can't hear her.
All right, peace, y'all, peace. Y'all know it's Tuesday. You understand what I'm saying? It's Boss Talk Tuesday with my brother BossedUp Staxx. We just gonna kick this off before, while we try to get a hold of my brother. It's technically black, like one of those people in the comments said. You understand what I'm saying? Hey, all right. So without any further ado, it becomes my honor and privilege at this time to introduce some, present the others, our special guests for this special Boss Talk session. We got a warrior, we got a mother, we got a provider, and we have a boss. We got the CEO of Lady Love Design in the building, New York in the house. Let me tuck my chain in real quick. Hold up. You understand what I'm saying? So welcome to the platform. Honored to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
Word. So take a moment to introduce yourself to the fam and let them know what's going down. Let's just get into it.
My name is Chanel. Everybody calls me Nelly now. And I am
Nelly Nell.
Yes, I am the CEO of Lady Love Apparel.
That's what's up right there. That's what's up. I'm loving it. I love to see our sisters out here empowered, working, doing what they need to do, raising families and making history. So
yes, I'm trying because I'm tired of this 9 to 5. So I'm hoping this takes off and I can say goodbye to the 9 to 5 and just kick my feet up, just to have something to leave my kids behind. That's all. So they don't have to work for nobody else.
That's a beautiful thing. That's, you prepare your exit strategy. You see what I'm saying? Like winning doesn't come by chance. It comes by consistent and persistent, intentional, action-oriented activity. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's how you win. I know you're a strategist. I know you're a boss. If you can make it in New York, you can make it anywhere. You understand? So tell us about the brand. Like, what was the concept behind the brand? What's the brand story? Tell us about this other baby of yours.
I have my Lady Love is more of for my bougie girls, for my upscale girls, my conservative girls. Then I also have my welfare Barbie line. That's more for the story behind the welfare Barbie came as being bullied by a certain female in my neighborhood over what else? A man. So I try, instead of using it like to harbor on it, I said, let me just bank on it, because at the end of the day, all Barbies, we're not born rich. All Barbies needed a stepping stone to get to where we needed to go. And that's where I came with Welfare Barbie. Just because a person's on public assistance doesn't mean that they're less than anybody else. Everybody has tragedies in their life or has lost like people that help them out financially, and they turn to the system to help them. Some people abuse the system, and some people use the system to help them to get off the system to do a better platform. So I figured I would use Welfare Barbie as a stepping stone to get away from the system. So that's where the whole welfare Barbie came from.
I love that. I love that. You taking a stigmatism that's been associated with our people, thanks to the Reagan administration, and saying like your situation, your circumstance don't have to define your reality. There's a way
Not at
out. That's
all.
an empowering. That's very beautiful. And to know that you for women empowerment, it makes all the more sense in the world. You see what I'm saying? So you can talk to the young queens and empower them and have them look at themselves with a space of value and worth, and then adorn them with the brand that makes a statement. That's
Yeah,
powerful.
and also not to be ashamed of your background, because
Right.
everybody's story is a testimony. I've been
That's right.
in the shelter with my kids. I've had a place, lost a place, back into the shelter, now in my own place. And a lot of people tend to downplay people for even entering the shelter system or being on public assistance, which isn't fair because everybody's situation is different. So I figured by me using my welfare Barbie, not all Barbies are born rich, would help young females or even young teenage mothers like I was say it's okay to ask for help and just use that help wisely. Don't let that help go to waste. Take that help, flip it, and tell the help, thank you. I no longer need you. I got this.
Definitely, because you can get stuck there. You see what I'm saying? It becomes a situation of convenience.
Yes.
It's supposed to be a stepping stone, but then that stepping stone quickly turns into quicksand. You see what I'm saying? You begin to doubt yourself and your capability to take care of your circumstances. You see what I'm saying? To take care of your business. So, it's not really out for your welfare. In most cases, it's for your detriment. So
yeah,
you gotta look at it.
I used it
Because
I used it as something positive. Since I was out of work, I went back to school. I received my
right.
associates in medical assistant, which that I'm currently doing now. I'm a medical assistant at an OBGYN office. And I'm also going back to school to pursue my bachelor's in human services, because I want to one day either open up my own group home or sober living assistant home. So that was really the basics. And then to hear like certain females bash me about my past, and it's crazy because it was over a guy. So I was just like, you know what? Instead of me being upset, dwelling, going back and forth, let me figure out a way how I could use this to my advantage.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, them same people who was probably bashing me, or they're going to end up wearing my brand. That's how it always happens at the end of the day. The people that stay bashing you, hating on you, 9 out of 10 will turn around and wear your brands.
Right. So how the brand been doing so far? How long have you had the company? Tell us the story of it. That
I started during the pandemic. So like 2019, 2020. I was really starting with the hair because I was selling bundles. I also sell bundles, Lady Love bundles. I have my own extensions. I have an own extension line. And then from the hair, I just decided to just make clothes because I'm tired of giving Tommy, Gucci my money when I could just start my own little label, Black owned label, and rock it from there. And the same quality clothing, and just go with it from there. And mostly my kids are my motivation. My daughter and my 2 boys. So those are like my big motivations. And it's just something to leave them when I go, so they don't have to work for somebody else. That's my main goal, for them to grow up and not have to work for nobody else, for them to run their own business and have somebody working for them.
I love that mommypreneur spirit right there. You understand what I'm saying? Creating future bosses and have them inherit something that's their own. Yeah, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Did you ever think about motivational speaking?
No, I'm right now. This is even nerve wracking for me. So to get up.
Look, let me tell you something. You have a message that can't be contained within the confines of your comfort zone. You have a message of empowerment. Do you know how many young queens would benefit from your voice, from your message,
Thank
from your story?
you so much.
So if you don't speak it, at least write it. You understand what I'm saying? If you don't speak it, at least write it and then speak it. You see what I'm saying? Like tell your story in your words and your motivation. It's contagious. I hear it in what you're saying. Even though you like this might be nerve wracking for me. This
It
is your
is
calling.
because
It's a
again,
part of it.
I am.
Let
It's
me tell
crazy
you
because
something.
I am
You
sitting
have to
around.
talk about you. You have to talk about your story. You are a CEO of a brand. People want to hear from you. They want to hear your story. That's how they connect the brand with the brand ambassador. You know, you're not only the CEO, but you're the brand ambassador. This is your brand, and your brand has a story. You want somebody else running around telling your story?
No, 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 no.
Yeah. You control your narrative. You tell your story. You see what I'm saying? And this is your family business.
Okay. Okay. Sorry.
So
Yeah, who
that's all good.
yeah. Cause somebody told me a long time ago when I was about to start my brand. They said, don't be surprised when you don't get no support from your real friends or the people who say you're your real friends. So you have to step out your comfort zone to get that support. It took me a minute for it to like soak in, and I was like, wait, rip. Well, I didn't have my line for a little minute. Word. None of my friends' friends really supported me. So I was just like, all right, it's time for me to break the shell and just start connecting with strangers. Well, those have been my biggest supporters since then. So I'd have to shake the nerves and just get down to it if I really want
Right.
the brand to be successful.
That's it. That's it. It's you have the grit, you got the work ethic. You see what I'm saying? You have the resilience, all of it. You see what I'm saying? So you're living proof. You're a success model in the making. You know, your life experiences, all of those things, whether they was positive or negative, are a testimony and a testament to someone else. You see
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? So uh, we have to come back to that. You know, this is a family business. There's no place that you go. I'm looking at this thing. It's called Baldino's. That's a family. That's somebody's last name. Walmart
Mm-hmm.
is somebody's last name. Disney is somebody's last name. So all of the businesses that are successful are family businesses. So we just have to be about the business of family and handle that family business. You see what I'm saying? So you know, many a times we've been dealing with that tug of war back and forth, trying to get everybody on one accord. You just start with whomever is in your circumference that gravitates towards what you're doing. You see what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
they willing to invest some sweat equity. Ain't nothing like it. You like, oh, this is my sister's stuff. This is my cousin's stuff. Blah blah blah. Like everybody on their phones at all times. You can have a whole video challenge. You see what I'm saying? You can have a whole video challenge and you tell like the best video gets this or whatever. You understand what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
incentivize, you know, the behavior that you would like to see surrounding you. Incentivize that. You see what I'm saying? Like, you
Yeah.
know, action oriented, result oriented, you know, brand marketing strategies. You see what I'm saying? Like it's all there.
Yeah. Yeah.
I believe in you. You understand?
Thank you. Thank you
I believe in you. You know what I
so
mean?
much.
Like so I'm here to support. You understand what I'm saying? So yeah. What about what's your what's your message to the fam out there?
My message is to the ladies. Don't let nobody block your blessing. Don't underestimate anything you think you can't do because there's no can't. You can do it. regardless of your situation. Whatever situation you're in, whether you're in the public eye system, you're in the public assistance system, take that time to flip that. Flip the little bit of bread that they do give you. Go back to school if you want to go back to school. And when it comes to starting your own business, because me, my 9 to 5 it's what runs my business. So I invest all that I have into my business, into my brand. So my whole thing is just don't give up. Forget what the haters got to say, because I took a lot of time addressing my haters when I should have just tuned them out, because they always gonna be there. They've been there my whole life. And number one, first, always trust in God, because he's never, I can't stress this enough. He's never gonna let you down. That's my message.
I'm talking about the fam is in the building. You see what I'm saying?
I can't even see them. I see one pop
Yeah,
up.
they said,
Look. I love them to death. Love them. I also want to shout out my girl Regina, because she's the one who hooked me up with Staxx. So I'm grateful for her, because me and her, we came through the trenches together. We both have the same story. And she was like, I love your message. So she was like, I definitely had to plug you in with Staxx. Like, because she's like, a lot of people act like they forget where they come from. And that's one thing I could say I'll never do, is forget where I came from or how it started. And it all started with welfare. So, yeah.
That's real. It started with your determination and your willpower. You see what I'm saying? Because a lot of people would have gave up. A lot of people would have gave in.
It's been days. It's been times where I just be like, you know what? Just forget it. Because I'm not getting the support that I should be getting. Because I'm always supporting my friends. And I notice, like, I don't get the support back. But after a while, I just have to be like, you know what? Those aren't really my friends. I got to put them in a certain box. And the ones that do support me, those are the ones who I got to really keep close with me and around me.
That's real. It's a part of the process. You know, they might be chill friends. They may not be business friends. You see what I'm saying? So you chill with them.
They always
you know, you got
come into your life for either a reason or a season. And I've had my season friends. I had my season friends, and I'm loving my reason friends that I have that's been riding with me. Been riding with Lady Love since the start. I just see my little brothers in the building. Shout out to my little brother Andre. He's in Texas.
Yeah. You see? Look, the fam showing up. They pulling them like skirt. By the time this thing on. Word.
You got any questions for me?
Well, I'm trying to see, where to go. Where are you hoping to take your brand? You see what I'm saying? Like, who's the ideal person for your brand? Like, who's your target audience, your target market?
Just real motherfuckers. That's it. If I could get up there like Puffy, get up on like Sean John brand, but still keep it to home, because most people get big and then they switch it up. I still want to keep my brand to my peoples though. I don't want to switch up and change just because I hit a different price bracket or a different comma in my account. I still want to keep it humble as always, because 1 minute you up, next minute you could be down.
Yeah, we've been down enough. We all the way up. You know what I'm saying? Like, how that song go? Nothing could stop me. I'm all the way up.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying? We all the way up out here. Yes. So you got started during the pandemic. So let's look at that real quick. If you was to pick out about 3 things 3 lessons that you learned about life and 3 lessons you learned about yourself, you know, from the pandemic, what would they be?
With life can change in a minute. And I lived in the epicenter of the pandemic, so I seen how life could really slow down and change. Another thing I learned, another life lesson I learned was to be more humble, to be more grateful. Because a lot of people lost family members. I thank God, knock on wood, every day. None of my peoples, none of my family was sick or died from the virus. And 3, patience. Because being at home with 2 kids for a whole year, trying to be a teacher, a mom, and an employee can really take a toll on you. So yeah, those are being humble, grateful, and patience. Especially anybody who has small kids that was home, that didn't send their kids to school during the pandemic. Yeah, patience. Patience. Because my 5-year-old could really test those patience. But patience. And what was the other question you said?
So that was about life. And then what about yourself? Like, what did you learn about yourself? Three, strong takeaways or life lessons you learned about yourself.
That I'm a badass bitch. That's one. And I got to continue telling myself that every day, because there'd be times where I would feel very insecure about myself. That's one. What else did I learn about myself? That if I would just get all the nerves out, I'm a real people person. Like, people really like to talk to me. Like, I could really vibe and connect with all aspect of people. White, black, brown, Chinese, you name it. What else? And I'm a badass bitch. That's it. Like, those are the 3 things that I learned about myself. Like, what can I say? Like, regardless of all the haters or whatever, I'm a real badass bitch. Because for y'all to really be clocking me like that, I gotta be doing something right.
So you got a question right here.
I want to know what's the inspiration behind Nelly's brand. What made her get into the fashion game? Rasul, you already know. Hating ass heifers in the neighborhood. That was my motivation. Your haters, they always say is your motivators, right? So that was my motivation. Haters. He already know.
He trying to get you to open up and talk your ish. Okay, he rolling with you over here. You know what I'm saying?
Know,
like talk Nelly, talk that business talk. You heard?
But he already know, because I didn't even know I was hated that much. But hey, they're my motivation.
Okay, so
yeah, that's my that's my biggest inspiration. The people in my neighborhood who says, I can't do it. So I want to show them I can, and I will do it, regardless of what you think about me or what you got to say about
me. So they asking, what's the story behind Lady Love? Why Lady Love, that name?
Because the ladies love me, evidently. The ladies love me. For some reason, they love me. So that's where the lady love came from. The ladies love me. They hate me, but they love me. And hate is such a strong word, so. But they hate me.
Is it a strong word?
I think so. I like to use dislike more than I like to use hate. But the way they be coming for me, you gotta hate me. So yeah.
So then when you make it plural, you're gonna say those. Shout out to those dislikers. Shout out to my dislikers.
Yeah, shout out to my dislikers. Shout out to all my dislikers, male and female, because it be some men hating too. Crazy. I would have never thought, but yeah, some male haters.
So they're asking why fashion. They said you could have did anything. You could be out here, walking on water and all that. So what was it about fashion?
Why fashion? I think my daughter, because she's so into fashion and different brands. So it was more like, well, why you could wear your mother's brand, rock your mother's brand, wear your mother. And she's a cute girl. She's a beautiful girl. She's doing her own thing, and fashion's always been my thing on the low. So I figured, why don't I just start my own line with stuff that I like to wear? Because I don't wear girly. I could do girly, and then I could do regular. So why don't start my own where I could be comfortable in either or?
All right. So there's a lot of brands out there. What is it about your brand that stands out?
I would say because it's affordable and the quality of my material is top notch. It's clothes that'll last long. Usually people be out here buying $1,500 t-shirts, and it's only lasts for that good 1 or 2 days, or you got to put it in the dry cleaners. Mine, you can put it in the dry cleaners, or you can put it in the regular wash, and it still look like you just got it from me the other day.
The quality is crazy. I was looking on your Instagram.
Quality is what counts.
Right. Long lasting things that's the difference between a transaction and a repeat customer.
Yes.
That kind of quality, you can't beat it. So I was looking on your Instagram. I saw you got outfits and all that. Tell us about what does the apparel, encompass? What's there? And are you looking to expand into other aspects, or, tell us about the brands. We see you rocking the joint. You understand what I'm saying? Rocking it, okay?
I'm always rocking my brand. That's one thing. If not, I have to. If I'm gonna start a whole line, how am I not gonna rock my brand? So that's always been my major. So I have sweatsuits because I love a good sweatsuit. I don't know nobody who don't like a good sweatsuit. I love a good sweatsuit. I love a good polo tees, t-shirts, just regular everyday stuff. Something to be comfortable in. I'm over here trying to multitask.
Hey, do what you got to do. Where can people find your brand? How can they support your brand?
They can go on my website, www.ladyloveapparel.com, or they can follow me on Instagram at ladyloveapparel. And if my ladies out there ever need bundles, I have wigs, and you can follow me on my Instagram, Lady Love Bundles. And it's also on my website too, my bundles.
So you got a question right here.
Who would you like to collab with? Of course, you, Rasul. You already know. 80s Apparel. Who else would I love to collab with? My son, Chucky. I be high. My other son from Brooklyn, I be rocking his clothing line. OWMX, he got a dope brand I would love to collab with. And yeah, I just want to, if I'm a collab, I'm going to do local. I'm going to keep it local. I'm going to keep it in my neighborhood with the ones that I rock with.
So who you want wearing your brand?
Everybody. And they mama,
Everybody,
they
and their mama,
grandmama,
and their grandmama,
and they grandfathers.
and their grandfathers. That's what's up. I love that. I love that. I
Everybody.
love
And they
that.
children.
So do you make these yourself, or do you gotta outsource?
No, I have an outsource. I'm trying to, that's my next goal. To eliminate my outsource and just do it all myself. So that's my next investment is a printing machine and an embroidery machine.
Okay.
Outsource I don't have a problem with, but it gets a little expensive and time consuming because my peoples be wanting their stuff right then and there.
Yo, where my shirt at?
With my
I
sweatsuit
ordered my
at.
shit 10 minutes ago. Where my
Yeah.
shirt?
Oh, it's a miracle. One of my friends ain't even make a comment because he been waiting for his sweatsuit for I don't know how long. So yeah. I'll see you tomorrow. Get home safe. So yeah, that's my main goal. Is to eliminate my vendor and just do everything myself.
That's real. That's what's up right there. Oh snap! There you go. There you go. To Front Street. Front Street.
See,
Side Street.
I told
Corner
you.
Street.
1,000, a million years. Exaggeration. He ain't been waiting a million years. But you see, things be like that because I get put on blast all the time. Where's my this? Where's my that?
So Staxx be doing this little portion, so I can't not do it. So I guess I gotta, be Staxx today.
Okay.
We could go back and forth, and you always say that. We could go back and forth. You could ask me a question, I ask you a question about anything in life. That's how he said it, so I gotta say it like
Go ahead. I did have a question. What made you guys start this whole podcast? Especially for like young or just unnamed business owners, like underground business owners.
Well, this is my platform. I've been on here for about 6 years. This is my 6th year. We've got over 2,000 episodes, and I did an interview with Staxx because of his sister. Shout out to my sister, Jazzy J, something for the culture.
Okay.
And he came through. And after he came through, he was like, yo, we need to do a boss talk session every week. I was like, you hired. You understand what I'm saying? Like, his energy is crazy. He been at it, consistent and persistent for a year and some change now. Okay. And he's been moving. He's been doing what he needed to do. So this is a safe space for him to express himself, to express his truth and to give a voice to the voiceless. You see what I'm saying? So he always brings through somebody thought-provoking, somebody that is focused. You see what I'm saying? And they on a mission. So evidently you focused and you on a mission. You see what I'm saying? So he wanted to highlight and spotlight your greatness.
That's what's up. I dig it. Wow. Giving back to the community, as you can say. So what's your question for me?
Advice for young mothers.
Well, I'm a single mom. So especially to my single moms, just take it one day at a time. And don't pressure the father if they don't want to be around. It's not on you, that's on them. You're not the one missing out. Just always remember they're the one missing out. That's my advice, because I had to learn that. You can't force a man to be a father or a dad if they don't want to be.
That's real. Lucky gonna have to reach out. Tell Lucky to reach out to Staxx. And see if we can set that up.
Oh, okay. I definitely will. He got all the information. That's enough. He has
So
his
what?
own brand too, and he's a rapper from my neighborhood, but he left us and he moved to Atlanta.
Okay. Yeah, I'll be in Atlanta every month, so we have to collab, link up, see what's good. Know a couple of people in Atlanta that could be beneficial to him.
Okay.
So what's your question for me?
My question for you is, what's your message to the youth? What would be your message? Like, if you was, God forbid, you was gone today, what would be your last message you would leave behind?
Forgive yourself. Learn to love yourself. Choose you. Forgive your parents. There was no instruction manual that came with you. You understand? It was just assembly required. You know, and don't allow those circumstances and situations that confront you to be your life legacy. You control your life legacy and what that's going to be. Young people are powerful. Young people are brilliant. Young people won't be young people forever. So make room and make space for the younger people that's coming after you.
That's deep. That's what's up. I like that. I like that a lot.
Sean said, what's your vision for your apparel 5 years from now?
To see it on New York Fashion Week.
Okay.
That's my vision.
Okay. New York Fashion Week.
Yeah, to have my supporters front line and center, New York Fashion Week.
That's what I'm talking about. You got to do your Lady Love Table Talk podcast.
That's what somebody's been telling me.
That's what you got. Look, there's so many ways to do this thing now. You have a brand, you have a purpose, you have a mission, you got motivation. You see what I'm saying? Like, you could do Lady Loves the Kids with your children on there. You understand? Like, there's so many angles to do where people can fall in love with who you are and what you represent. And that's where the support really comes from. You see what I'm saying? Consistent and persistent. Oh, somebody said, told you, been told you. There you go. Been told you. Okay?
Lord.
Yeah, so it's,
Shout out to everybody who came through, my peoples who came through. I love y'all for the support.
Right.
And shout out to everybody who's going to watch it later, because I know they're going to be like, why you didn't shout me out? Why you didn't say this? So I'm going to just do a quick shout out. Shout out to my girl, Demi, for getting on my nerves, but always having my back. Shout out to my son's godfather, Collins. You're forever, 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 ever, ever my heart. Shout out to the homies that are in the building, Rasul, Ziggy, my little brother. I don't really know who else because I really can't see y'all, but shout out to y'all for even taking the time out and tuning in. I love y'all to pieces and for free. Here you go. Ben told you. And shout out to my other heifers. I love them to pieces. Both my Jasmines. I love y'all. Shout y'all out. Always, always love y'all for free.
That's what I'm talking about. You got any more questions for me? Is it wrap? You good?
No, that was it. That was the icing of the cake. That answer
right
there.
Right. And it wasn't that difficult. You understand? You was all like, yo, I don't know, blah blah blah. It's a natural, free flowing conversation. You see what I'm saying?
It was. I appreciate y'all. I thank y'all for even having me on y'all podcast. Hopefully we could do many, many more together.
No doubt.
This is real. You made it real comfortable and real easy.
You gotta come through and vibe with us. You see what I'm saying? You gotta come through and vibe with us.
Y'all out in the Rock. My homegirl out in the Rock. I haven't seen her in a minute too, so I gotta go out there and check her.
So final thoughts, shout outs, acknowledgements, tell them one more time where to find your brand, how to support you, all of that, okay?
My website is www.ladyloveapparel.com. My final thoughts is trust in God first. And my last shout out are to my kids, Kenya, Carter, and Lawrence. I love y'all. This is for y'all. Because I know he's watching. He's just not making no comments. I know my middle son is watching. I know he's watching.
Shout out to the middle child, okay? Yeah. Middle child gang. All right?
I know he's
middle
watching.
Child gang.
I know he's watching.
He's like, who that man talking to my mother? Who is you, fam? Talking to my mother.
Because he called me and was like, what's taking you so long?
All right, it's love, okay? Thank you for coming through. You know, first of many.
Yes.
So shout out to you.
Thank you again for having me.
All right.
All right. Drive safe.
We out of here, y'all. Peace. Shout out to my brother BossedUp Staxx, man. Tune in every week, 5 p.m. Eastern. Apologies for the late start. Y'all see the Queen Chanel in the building. Lady Love Apparel CEO coming through every week, Boss Talk sessions. Shout out to everybody who came through, and we will see you next week, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on New Knowledge Radio.
Yeah. Now we gonna tell them that in front. We tell them like this, yo. I'm an African. I'm a African. I'm an African. I'm a African. Yeah, I like that. So no more. This man's mind is open. I'm an African. I'm a African. I'm an African. I'm a. Let's get back to the
motive is best developed by recognizing the common enemy.